The solid rocket propulsion stage demonstrator Kalam 5, which is going to be used in India's first ever privately designed and developed rocket Vikram 1, has been successfully test fired by Solar Group's Economic Explosives Limited and Skyroot Aerospace in the Solar Group's rocket testing facility in the Kanpur recently. Kalam 5 is a solid rocket propellant motor and uses exactly the same propellant materials and interface as the third stage of the Vikram 1 launch vehicle. The propulsion system provides adequate thrust to beat the gravity and is crucial for the success of any rocket. These are the high thrust, low cost rocket engines with propellant in solid form. In addition to being cost effective, some changes have made like it has very few moving parts. We need to understand that this particular one is going to work as India's first private rocket demonstrator vehicle. Hello everyone and welcome back for another interesting session of the defense updates provided by SSB Crack Exams. I'm Hemant and I'm back here again with these most important inputs. If in case you people are preparing for the upcoming defense examinations like NDA, CDS, AFCAT, INET, Territorial Army, Indian Air Force Airmen, Group X, Group Y, Central Armed Police Forces Assistant Commandant's examination, also for the Military Nursing Service or the Army Cadet College, I highly recommend you to download the SSB Crack Exams learning app from Google Play Store. You can even go through our website learn.ssbcrackexams.com. Whichever way you go, you can go and please subscribe yourself to your most favorite course and start off your preparation with the upcoming defense examination. I highly recommend you to go through with all the important lecture content, study material, sample practice questions, quizzes, exercises and mock tests that are all made taking into consideration the latest exam patterns. You can even follow us on all sort of social media platforms to keep yourself updated with the most important Indian and international defense related inputs. Beginning with the question of the day that I have asked on 7th of January 2021, and the question that I asked was this particular one: which rank officer of the Indian Air Force carries this flag during ceremonial occasions? Okay, you can see this particular flag, it is a triangular pennant with the roundel of the Indian Air Force, and in between that particular roundel there is the Garuda eagle of the Indian Air Force. So this particular flag belongs to which particular rank officer of the Indian Air Force? That means these flags will be carried out only during the ceremonial occasions. So which particular rank will carry this particular flag? Okay, is it option A, wing commander, or option B, group captain, or option C, air commodore, or option D, air vice marshal? The correct answer for this particular question, as most of you have given, I'm very happy that most of you people are answering, and I hope that many people will answer. So the correct answer is option B, group captain, right? So this particular flag belongs to the group captain. Now sir, you will be asking, sir, Indian Air Force itself has its own flag. Does its every particular rank, do they all also have flags? Yes, but not all ranks have the flags. Only few of the ranks will have the flags. Generally Indian Air Force flag, as each and everybody of us know, that it is this particular one. When it is divided into four parts, the top left corner, the top left 1/4 part of this particular rectangular flag, it is with the Indian flag, and the another space is covered with the roundel of the Indian Air Force. So this is how the Indian Air Force flag looks in sky blue. When Indian Air Force was presented the president's colors, then on that particular roundel, this roundel will be reduced to its size, and upon that particular roundel an elephant will be engraved. So this is what and how the president's colors flag will be there. Then coming towards the Marshal of the Indian Air Force, until now only Arjun Singh was only the Marshal of the Indian Air Force. When he was going to any particular ceremonial location, this was the flag that he was using. So his flag contains the logo of the Indian Air Force, that means the crest of the Indian Air Force. Along with it, on the right side of that particular flag, there will be 5 stars. Now you people will be understanding, after Marshal, the next rank below the Marshal will be the Chief of Air Staff. It will have 4 stars. No sir, there is no particular flag which includes any 4 stars. So 4-star flag is not there. Instead of that, the Chief of Air Staff flag will include the flag of the Indian Air Force, but in the place of this particular elephant or any other one, we will include the crest of the Indian Air Force, right? So if this particular flag, when the roundel is completely covering the space, then that flag will be known as the flag of the total Indian Air Force. But when the roundel is reduced to its size in its lower half, and in the upper half when the IF crest is indicated, then this particular flag will become the flag of the Chief of Air Staff. Then there are also the flags for the Air Marshal. There are 3-star flag. In case of the Air Marshal, Air Vice Marshal, Air Commodore, there the roundel of the Indian Air Force only will be located, and in between the roundel there will be the Garuda eagle of the Indian Air Force. So this is the flag of the Air Marshal. There will be 3 stars on it. Then Air Vice Marshal, there will be 2 stars on it, and the 1-star flag will be indicated with the Air Commodore. Only 2 rank officers will have their flags in the triangular pennant form. One will be the group captain and another one will be the wing commander. in the case of the flag of the group captain, there will be the eagle will be present as usual, but in case of the wing commander, this eagle will be absent and there will be simply a roundel and the flag will be in a triangular pennant form. So below wing commander, what all ranks will be there, sir? Below wing commander, the ranks would be the squadron leader, then flight lieutenant, and other people will be there. For those people, the squadron leaders and all, they will all follow their own squadron flags. Right, so that is it regarding all of the knowledge related towards the flags, and I hope that this particular knowledge will be very, very useful for you in understanding and indicating about the rank or the of that particular officer. So now go off and starting off with the first and foremost important defense update is regarding that the former Maharashtra Director General has been now appointed as the new chief of the Central Industrial Security Force. Okay, who is he, sir? He is Subodh Kumar Jaiswal. Remember his name? He is Subodh Kumar Jaiswal. He has taken over as the 28th Director General of the CISF very recently. He is actually a 1985 batch IPS officer. He was previously the Director General of Police of Maharashtra. Before becoming the Director General of Police of Maharashtra, he was also the Police Commissioner of Mumbai. So his legacy was very, very strong, and now he being a part of the CISF is very, very commendable and appreciable part. Going through now with the next most important update is regarding Iran's Revolutionary Guards unveil an underground missile base in Gulf. So what are Revolutionary Guards? Revolutionary Guards are Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps or IRGC is considered to be a kind of para-commando kind of unit in the Iranian military, but IRGC is considered to be a terrorist group by the US. Okay, by the United States of America has recognized IRGC as a terrorist or terrorism related activities group, but IRGC, as far as the Iran government is concerned, it is a part of the Revolutionary Guard or it is a part of the military. So IRGC, that particular group, they have unveiled an underground missile base. We need to understand that the tensions between Iran and United States are not very good. Okay, so both US and Iran are going friction with each other. They do not case upon with each other, and there have been lot of instances where Iranian officials have kind of stealth or hacked the American important software websites and all, but America is also involved in the Iranian policies and all. Both of them do not go hand in hand, and the friction, it is just like between how India and Pakistan go with each other. We can say the situation between Iran and United States is also kind of that. So you need to understand, and you need to understand the difference between both of them. So it was unveiled at the undisclosed Gulf location. So they have unveiled this particular one. They have not said at where actually this particular location is there, but they have said that this is located in kind of Gulf. So they have did this on Friday at the time of heightened tension between Tehran and United States. As far as the Hossein Salami is the commander-in-chief of the IRGC. He has said that these missiles have the ranges of hundreds of kilometers. They enjoy pinpoint accuracy and huge destructive power and can overcome the enemy's electronic warfare equipment. We need to go through and understand in a very detailed way about the Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps undisclosed location. So these are very, very strategically located ones. Going through now with the next most important update is regarding United States Army's M1 Abrams tanks are now fully loaded with the Trophy Active Protection System, sir. Now I will tell you what is actually Trophy Active Protection System or APS. Trophy is actually a military protection system. This is actually used for what you can see. This small bubble is actually not a real bubble. This is just an indication, a graphic to show about how this particular system will protect a armored vehicle, right? So this will protect the ATGMs, that means artillery towed gun machines or RPGs or anti-tank rockets, tank or heat rounds. They will protect. So this is that particular kind of protection system that will protect all of these things. So a small number of explosively formed projectiles destroy incoming threats before they hit the vehicle. Right, you need to understand that these projects and this particular contract of this particular Trophy Active Protection System was awarded on an urgent basis by the United States Army's Program Executive Office for Ground Combat Systems for both Army and Marine Corps, and a joint team of Israeli and American experts have worked on to integrate the system on the M1 Abrams for both the services. We need to understand in a very detailed and proper way that United States Army's Abrams tanks is considered to be very, very crucial tank. As far as the APGS is concerned, Active Protection System is a countermeasure designed for the protection of friendly vehicles from the hostile anti-tank guided missiles or rockets by hard kill or soft kill methods. The system has been deemed very essential in modern battlefield scenarios where tanks and armored vehicles could be extremely vulnerable. The prime example being the recent Armenia-Azerbaijan conflict, where drones and ground-based anti-tank rockets destroyed a large number of armored vehicles on both the sides. The trophy APS doesn't just kill the incoming target, it also detects the location from where the projectile was fired to enable the vehicle crew to engage the threat. Since 2011, the system has achieved 100% success in all low and high intensity combat events, also in the diversified terrains, let them be urban, open and foliage. Going through with the next most important update is regarding the solid rocket propulsion stage demonstrator. Kalam 5 is testing underway at Solar Group's testing facility. This is what I was discussing with you in the introduction in the beginning itself. So this is known as the Kalam 5. Kalam 5 is what, sir? As you can see in the pictures, it is a solid rocket propulsion stage demonstrator, right? So this is just a important machine that will demonstrate the burning of the solid rocket propulsion. So this is going to be used in India's first ever privately designed and developed rocket, Vikram 1. Okay, Vikram 1 is India's first privately designed and developed rocket. So this has been successfully test fired. This particular stage demonstrator was test fired by what? It was test fired by Solar Group's Economic Explosives Limited, and also this Vikram 1 is developed by whom? It is developed by the Skyroot Aerospace company in the Solar Group's rocket testing facility in Nagpur recently. We need to understand about this particular one that this is a very, very crucial update, and this is very, very important that these important tests will be a clear indication about how India is moving forward in developing its own military tankers and all the important details related towards that. Going through now, our next most important update is regarding Pakistan test firing indigenously developed rocket system. The name of this particular rocket system is known as Fateh 1. Okay, so this was tested on 7th of January 2021, and the test flight of it was shown to be successful, and it was capable of delivering warheads with a maximum range of just 140 kilometers only. Okay, so this system, as far as the Pakistani officials are concerned, they have said that it also has a precision target engagement. So Pakistan, for the first time, developing its own indigenously developed rocket system. It is a good and appreciable part, but since we are way ahead of the Pakistani programs, and we are always aware about what all things are happening inside Pakistan and all. So going through now with the next most another important update is regarding the India drawing up nations list for Akash and BrahMos export. So in the few days back, in the last defense updates, I have discussed with you that an exports committee was formed with defense minister, finance minister and the national security advisor as a part of the defense exports committee. So they have discussed together and they have come upon with the list of around 9 countries wherein which we can send and we can supply our Akash surface to air missile and BrahMos intercontinental ballistic missile. So there are around 9 countries, sir. What are those 9 countries that they might think that they are thinking and the thinking process is going on? Those countries include Kenya, Philippines, Indonesia, United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Vietnam and Algeria. I repeat, Kenya, Philippines, Indonesia, UAE, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Vietnam and Algeria. These are those 9 countries wherein which our country defense exports committee has thought up to expand its scenarios and to supply the Akash and BrahMos missiles. Okay, so these are very, very important things. But BrahMos, since it is a part of the Russia's Machino-Stroyenia company and with India, so BrahMos is a kind of joint venture between India and Russia. India has already had talks with the Russian top officials regarding this particular one, and they have the talks are still going on, and the outcome is said to be a very positive outcome, and we are still waiting for the complete update. So the complete details regarding this particular one I will be giving you in the upcoming session. Right, going through now with the next most important update is Israel and India. They have both tested the MRSCM air defense system. MRSCM means medium range surface to air missile. Very simple, medium range surface to air missile. Okay, so this is jointly developed by whom? Israeli Aerospace Industries IAI and Defense Research and Development Organization DRDO. Both of them have jointly developed it, and this particular system was developed and that it was actually tested in the last week of December. Okay, so the complete details regarding that also I'm giving out here. So in April 2017, long back, 3 years back, both the companies IAI and DRDO have signed a $1.6 billion contract, and this contract is only for the MRSCM system for the India's ground forces. right? So this was also this particular development, it also involved the Indian companies which include Bharat Electronics Limited, Larsen and Toubro, Bharat Dynamics Limited, as well as Israel's Rafael Advanced Defense Systems. Currently being used by all the three wings of the Indian Army as well as Israel Defense Forces, the air and missile defense system was a joint venture of the Defense Research and Development Organization and the Israeli aerospace industries. MRSCM includes command and control, and advanced phased array radar, mobile launchers and interceptors with advanced RF seeker. Stating that all of the weapon systems elements met the test goal successfully, the press release went on to add that the scenario began by targeting the threat detected by the system's digital MMR radar and launched the MRSCM interceptor towards its operational trajectory. The interceptor acquired the target and successfully interpreted it. Okay, so the president and CEO of IAI, Boaz Levy, was quoted as saying that MRSCM air and missile defense system is a cutting-edge, innovative system that once again has proven its advanced capabilities against a variety of threats. Every trial in an air defense system is a complex operational event, and the COVID-19 limitations significantly increase the complexity. Right, going through now with the next most important update is regarding India is now going to chair the United Nations Security Council's crucial Taliban and Libya sanctions committees panel on counter-terrorism, sir. So there are different committees in the United Nations Security Council and India is going to chair. That means it is going to be head of the three important committees. And what are those committees, sir? Those committees include Taliban Sanctions Committee, Counter-Terrorism Committee for the year 2022 and Libya Sanctions Committee. These three committees will be under the approval of the India. India is going to be heading of all of these three committees, right? So these are very three important key panels, and as India has become a United Nations non-permanent member on January of 1st, 2021, India has acquired a 2-year long non-permanent membership in the United Nations body, and it is very important to go through regarding this particular one. As India is going through with that, India is going to head these three important committees. So by heading all of these three committees, what will happen, sir? Because Taliban is a very serious issue which is going on in Afghanistan, India will become a very important role. It will become a key role in establishing the peace process in Afghanistan. Right, going to now with the next most important update is Rajnath Singh has recently launched an online portal for the items to be purchased against the firm demand from the CSD canteens. So the canteen stores department of the Indian Army has been going through with this particular one. So the objective of this particular launching of this new online portal is to enable about 45 lakh CSD beneficiaries, including serving and retired persons from armed forces and serving civilian defense employees, to purchase these items from the comfort of their home. Right, so the army canteens are somewhat, they do not have any kind of particular website, they have not gone through online, but with this particular new announcement, it is very clear that the canteen stores department of the Ministry of Defense has gone online, and even in the army, people also can clearly buy items from online mode, which is very appreciable part, and it clearly indicates about how Ministry of Defense is moving forward in creating the complete army, navy and air force to be much more secure and safe in these COVID-19 situations, and the things are going on very well and good. Right, that is it regarding all of these most important updates since all of these days. Let us now have a very quick review by going through some of the most important questions. And the first and foremost question is, who is appointed as the new CISF chief? That means who is actually the new Director General of the Central Industrial Security Force? Is it option A, Rajesh Ranjan, or Karambir Singh, or Subodh Kumar Jaiswal, or Sunil Kumar? The correct answer for this particular one is option C, Subodh Kumar Jaiswal. Right, going through with the next question is, which country's Revolutionary Guards unveil underground missile base in Gulf? So the Revolutionary Guards, they actually belong to Iran. Right, okay, going through with the next question is, which of the following US Army's tanks is now fully loaded with Trophy Active Protection System, or APS? Is it option A, Cougar, or M1117 Guardian, or M1 Abrams, or option D, Striker? The correct answer for this particular one is option C, M1 Abrams. Okay, going through with the next question is, which of the following solid rocket propulsion stage demonstrators testing is underway at Sula Group's testing facility? What is its name actually? Okay, is it Kalam 5 or Kalam 7 or Atlas 2 or Delta 4? The correct answer for this particular one is Kalam 5. Going through with the next question is, what is the maximum range of weapons rocket system indigenously developed by Pakistan? And the correct answer for that particular one is option A, 140 kilometers. It is Fateh 1. Going through with the next question, how many countries are interested in Akash and BrahMos export? Is it 7 or 8 or 9 or 5? There are around 9 countries who are actually interested in the export to buy the missiles of Akash and BrahMos. The list I've already given before. Those people who want to know the list, you can simply go back and review those important countries. Going through with the next question is, which of the following defense organizations have conducted a successful test of the MRSAM, a medium range surface to air missile system? Is it option A, Israeli Aerospace Industries, or DRDO, or both A and B, and none of the above? The correct answer is option C, both A and B. Okay, both Israeli Aerospace Industries and DRDO have been a part in developing the medium range surface to air missile. And next question is, which country is to chair the United States Security Council's crucial Taliban and Libya Sanctions Committee's panel on the counterterrorism? The country that is going to be heading is option C, India. India has already taken the chair as a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council on January 1st, 2021, and it will be continuing to be in that chair for the next 2 years, which is very, very appreciable part. And India has very recently acquired the chair and the head of these 3 important committees, which include the Taliban Sanctions Committee, Libya Sanctions Committee, and the Committee on the Counter-Terrorism of the year 2022. Next question is, which minister launches online portal for items to be purchased against the firm demand from the CSD? So the minister is option B, Rajnath Singh, the defense minister of our country. Now let us have the question of the day. And the question of the day for today is, how many unified combatant commands work under the United States Department of Defense? Right now I will tell you why is this question very, very important in the upcoming stage, because knowing about the unified combatant commands of the US Department of Defense is really, really important, because they have their bases all across the world, and it is very crucial for us to understand about how diversified is the defense and the security of the United States, right? So I repeat the question, how many unified combatant commands work under the United States Department of Defense? Is it option A, 7, or option B, 9, or option C, 11, or option D, 13? The answer for this particular one and the details regarding this particular question I will be giving you in the next session. Until then, stay tuned. This is Big Crack Exams. Subscribe to our channel, download the Android app from Google Play Store. Stay safe, stay healthy, keep smiling, be confident. Jai Hind.